So in today's video, I wanted to go over not using terminal because honestly, when it comes to your average user, I'm not going to tell my mom to open up terminal and use her computer in that fashion, as it's just going to scare her to death, as most people have, PTSD flashbacks from the early 90s and using DOS and Windows and those types of things when they think of terminal. So, can you use Linux without terminal? And the answer is absolutely yes. And I wanted to show two different distros today that just kind of showcase how great it is. Now, the two distros I'm going to be showcasing today is Pop! OS for the gamers and just residential users out there that may just want to, maybe play the occasional game and also browse the internet. And then also more for your business workstation users, I wanted to showcase OpenSUSE. As both these distros, I don't really talk about too much, but they're fantastically and so well rounded that you really never need to dig into the terminal unless you want to. So that's what we're going to go over. Let's use Linux without using the terminal today, which I never really thought I'd say those words because y'all know how much I love the terminal, but here we go.
This video is brought to you by UpCloud, the world's fastest cloud servers for the most business-critical customers. Their in-house developed Max IOPS storage technology allows faster than SSD speeds, delivering up to 100K IOPS read and write. Sign up using the link in the description below to receive a $25 credit.
Okay, so I wanted to go over utilizing Pop! OS, one of the best. If you're not going to use terminal, Pop! OS is probably one of my favorite to recommend. One, it's just clean, it just works, and everything in it, you don't ever need to actually touch the terminal, which is fantastic. So I wanted to go over a couple things. First, just kind of getting around the system, as you see, is very, very simple. The other thing is system utilities. This is one thing I use the terminal for quite often, but with Pop, they make it very simple just to kind of stay in here. This is very intuitive. You can easily jump in, create keyboard shortcuts, change and add different printers, mouse pads, all these things, and configure them at just a button press. So this is a very easy screen, one I'd recommend. This is actually far easier than Windows by comparison. So if you don't like the terminal, definitely check this out. One thing I always recommend is actually trying out their store. Now there's actually a Pop shop is what they call it, and it's my favorite by far. The cool thing about it is you can just update your entire system. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's click update all. We'll authenticate because we're making a system change, and it'll just go through and update the entire system right here on the GUI, which is fantastic. Also, I've been critical of GUI updates in the past, but how Pop does it is it does it in the background. It basically pulls it up and does it at such a low level is even if your GUI crashed and it was in the middle of this update, I think you'd still be fine. So this is a great way to update your system. You can easily choose specific programs to update if you don't want to update all of them, which is great. And after this finishes downloading and installing, we'll go ahead and move on to just picking out a specific program. Let's pick out probably Steam. It's probably one of the hardest ones to install through the GUI. And I want to go ahead and just show the entire game lineup with just using Pop. All right, so we've finished our updates. Everything worked just fine. Never left this screen. Let's go to the home here and pick out Steam, because Steam requires 32-bit libraries, and there's other things that can really throw a wrench in it. I've seen it fail on other things like Ubuntu and other ones where it just didn't quite get it properly. So let's install Steam here. We can just click install. The cool thing about this is Pop knows that you need the 32-bit libraries to play Steam properly. And if you need other ones, it even has other recommendations that don't actually have Steam in the title. So if you're playing games on your machine, you'll probably want Steam. You'll probably want Lutris. I've recently been messing around with GameHub, which is a fantastic project. As you see, it installed successfully. These things usually have issues with other installers, but with Pop, it simply doesn't, and it's very fast. I love their store, and if I'm not going to be using the terminal and I had to pick one distro to do, and I was going to be gaming, this is it. All right, so we got those installed. We got Lutra's Steam. We could launch into those, and we'll go ahead and just launch Steam. I'm not going to log in as I don't see a point into that, but I just want to go ahead and launch it, show that it updates properly, launches Steam, and it's fantastic. As far as the end user experience, someone that isn't proficient at a computer or doesn't want to use terminal, this is just such a good system. And there we go. It auto updated, repatched Steam to the latest version, and then launched into the login screen. I could log in here, but I'm not going to, as this is not my main daily driver. So we'll close out of that. Let's go into another section of it that is really important, and that's customization. So to customize Pop! OS a little more, because I always say Linux prides itself on its customization, and no matter what you're on, you can customize. However, some of that dives into the terminal a little bit. I want to kind of stay away from terminal for this video, so going to extensions.gnome.org, since Pop! OS is based on GNOME as the actual desktop environment. Some Linux vets call it GNOME, but I think that's silly, so we're just going to call it GNOME. We're going to go ahead and hit user extensions. Now, normally we could install this directly, but there was a little thing on the pop-up here that says click to install browser extension. We'll go ahead and continue installation. This little browser extension allows it to where we can actually install these add-ons really easy with a click of a button. So you'll see this little on and off on the top right here. We simply just toggle this on and hit install. This adds it to where we could actually load local shell themes and really kind of change up the look of it. So kind of cool that we can do that directly in the browser, but there's a couple other ones in here that I'd highly recommend just to see what extensions you have. This is a good one just to have. And then a couple other ones. I don't like to go too crazy with this, as if you're going to go really crazy, you probably installed the wrong desktop environment. I want to stick with GNOME just because I do like its integration with the system, and you don't have to drop the terminal for some things where some other desktop environments just aren't as friendly or not fully baked as GNOME is. Me personally, I like KDE the best because it gives more of that Windows look and feel out of the gate. Cinnamon's also a good option, which is Linux Mint. It also would be very comparable to Pop! OS. I think just Pop! OS has a little bit more of an edge as far as its built-in store, though. I really like it. So you'll notice now we have like this dash to dock over on the left-hand side, so we no longer have to actually click here to expand that. It actually just kind of is always there, so it gives it more of that Mac look and feel, so to speak. I kind of like this. This is a good way to get around in your OS if you're using GNOME. Just a couple little extension ideas for you. But if you don't like this look at all, again, I would probably try like Linux Mint, as it gives more of a Linux a Windows-esque feel. Or you could actually change this. I made a big video on changing Pop! OS to KDE in my Windows to Linux series. I really highly recommend that video, but I do drop the terminal a little bit in it to get KDE installed and kind of switch this over, because I really, really love KDE's look and feel for its customization. But getting GNOME to a functional state like this and having everything just kind of seamless and staying out of the terminal is one thing I'd recommend. So if it was my mom getting on a computer, I'd almost recommend this to her, as this has more of that Mac look and feel out of the gate. So if a person's converting to Linux from Mac, this would be perfect for them. I just kind of wanted to touch on just some of the basics, just so you can stay out of terminal, and then when you get comfortable, you can pop in there and type some commands. A lot of people, I think, are scared of it, but I just wanted to showcase that you don't really need terminal if you just like a lot of the stock settings, or you want to change just a little things. This would be an excellent starting point for those that are really scared of opening up the terminal and seeing this kind of prompt. So before I let you go, I wanted to show you another option called OpenSUSE. Now, this isn't really a gaming distro to speak of, but this is more for productivity purposes, and if you're just doing business, I highly recommend OpenSUSE. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I do love a lot of the customizability of it. So this is KDE environment, so we can actually switch this up to say, let's say, a traditional application menu, and you got more of that Windows-esque look and feel. Just like that, you can modify all these things things. You can change the entire look and feel very easily, which I've touched on past videos. But I just kind of want to go over this just because I think it's such a great theme. So let's just switch out to something a little bit that a lot of people do. Like give it a little more flair like Sweet KDE would give you. Okay, so we have this installed now. You'll see Sweet KDE. We're just going to switch to this and hit apply. And this kind of changes the overall look and feel, kind of gives it that dark theme, a little bit of highlight. It's kind of cool. So like some of the customizations you can make with KDE are just really kind of mind-blowing now. Obviously, I just picked more of an extreme just to kind of showcase some of the customizability. Now, OpenSUSE, by default, I chose the KDE option during installation. You can make it like GNOME, so it looks like POP. However, I just kind of want to showcase this. One other big thing about OpenSUSE is YaST. YaST is like this giant control panel that you can actually do pretty much anything you want on the entire system. You can update, you can add it to work groups, you can change all kinds of things. It is probably the most powerful control center in all of Linux. You can change firewall, pretty much any aspect of it that I would go into a terminal. Like usually I would go into terminal and configure AppArmor. It has a spot to do this, or change the time. And I mean, there's just so many things about OpenSUSE's YaST control center that are excellent. So depending on your needs, if you're just an average user that wants to do some occasional gaming, Pop! OS would be my go-to. However, if you really need to get into some of the system settings and really do more of a business grade Linux OS, I think OpenSUSE is probably my top pick if you don't want to use console at all. So I want to just showcase these two different distros because I think they're fantastic for the non-terminal users out there. So there we go. That is Linux without a terminal. Both these distros so well-rounded. You really don't need to dive into the terminal unless you want to. And I mean it. I've used both these, and there was never a time where I was like, oh, God, I absolutely have to use the terminal for this. And really, the only times I really did is maybe like some crazy customization that I might have gone and done. But with all that said, let me know your thoughts. And also, let me know what you guys think of the new setup. I kind of redid everything. Got rid of the old backing walls and then just kind of put in some new fixtures this weekend and other stuff. Let me know your thoughts below. Do you like the new setup? Do you hate it? Do you think I made a mistake and spent hours of my time where I could have been making videos? I don't know. Well, I personally love it, but let me know your thoughts. And a big shout out to all my patrons. Without you, I couldn't make videos like this one, and I will see you in the next one.